Hello students. In this class of business statistics, I will be discussing the topic classification of statistical data. Now what is classification? Classification is the process of arranging things in groups or classes according to their resemblances and affinities and gives expression to the unity of attributes that may subsist amongst a diversity of individuals. Under classification, collected data are grouped in different classes. For example, according to ages, the persons can be divided into the groups of 0 to 9 years, 10 to 19 years, 20 to 29 years, 30 to 39 years, etc., or literate and illiterate. The data are classified on the basis of similarities and homogeneity or the data having one type of attribute. Classification is completed either on actual basis or on notional basis. The classes are determined on the basis of natural attributes or at the sweet will of satisfaction on notional basis. Now, what are the objects of classification? The object behind is to make data easy and concise. The main object of classification is to put complex statistical raw data in simple and condensed form so that the same may be understandable without any mental strain. For example, if there are 2000 students in a college and if the height of each is presented, hardly any conclusion can be drawn, but if the same data are presented in the form of groups like 148 to 150 centimeters or 150 to 152 centimeters or 152 to 154 centimeters, etc., so on, there can be easily understandable. Second object is to classify similarity and dissimilarity of data. The similarity of statistical facts is made clear by classification. The fact having similar characteristics are put in one class, for example, literate, illiterate, married, unmarried, etc. The third object is it is helpful in comparative study. Classification make comparative analysis easy. For example, if the marks obtained by BCom student of two different colleges are given separately for each student, it becomes difficult to make comparison of their respective level of intelligence. But if they are classified in different groups, it is passed and failures, and then comparison is made, conclusions can be drawn. Fourth is to make data scientific and easily understandable. Classification is a scientific process which enables to present data in an organized and scientific manner. For example, instead of writing number of students without any basis, the same should be presented according to age classification and classes. A scientific and easily understandable process is there. To provide data for to provide base for tabulation, classified data can only be presented in tabular form to enable an analytical study possible. Thus, classification occupies a vital place in statistics because of the above objects and functions. Analysis and presentation of collected data seems to be impossible without this process. Huge data can neither be understood nor it can be compared and conclusions can be drawn without classification. As such, classification is an important and compulsory process. Now, what are the elements of an ideal classification? A good classification should possess the following characteristics. Number 1, comprehensiveness. The classification must be so exhaustive in the sense that each and every item of the data is covered in one group or the other. No unit must be left. If some of the units are included in any one of the groups, then a residual class like others or miscellaneous be provided. If only two groups are made for marital status, that is married and unmarried, then the widow, widowers and divorced ones shall remain excluded. As such, classification shall be incomplete. Thus, while making classification, It should be kept in mind that it is complete and comprehensive. Second element is it should be unambiguous and well defined. Uh, Different class groups should be so determined that they are rigid, clear, and well defined. There should not be any doubt or confusion regarding the placement of observations in the given classes. Each unit must be included in one group only. Third is that stability is a vital factor for an ideal classification. If classes are changing each meaningful, for example, the basis of professional persons in census of population in India is different in different censuses. As such, the population data are not comparable. Conformity. Classification should be in conformity with the object of investigation. For example, if we want to study economic conditions of the workers, classification according to their age groups or marital status should be useless. In such a case, classes should be formed according to their income. Homogeneity. In classification, every unit of homogeneous quality should be placed in one class so as to draw correct conclusions. Flexibility. Classification must have the capacity of adjustment to new situations. It means the class groups may be increased or decreased according to changing circumstances. Now, what are the methods of classification? Uh, Statistical facts are of two types, descriptive and numerical. Descriptive factors cannot be measured directly. The study about any attributes is measured on the basis of its presence or absence. For example, literacy, unemployment, marital status, etc. are descriptive facts which cannot be measured directly. Only number of literates, illiterates, or number of married and unmarried persons in any area can be determined. Such facts are called attributes in statistics. On the other hand, numerical facts are such which can be measurable directly, for example, income, age, height, weight, etc. These facts are also called variables. On the basis of these two facts, there are two methods of classification, that is, qualitative qualification or classification according to attributes. Second is quantitative classification or classification according to class intervals. Now, what is qualitative classification? When facts are classified on the basis of descriptive attributes, that is, literacy, religion, profession, etc., it is called qualitative classification. It may be of two types, classification according to dichotomy and manifold classification. When facts are classified on the basis of presence or absence of any attribute, the classification is called dichotomous or simple. The presence of attributes is expressed in capital terms such as capital A, capital B, and capital C, and absence in terms of small letters, that is small a, small b, small c, etc., or Greek letters, that is alpha, beta, gamma. On the basis of literates will be represented by capital A and illiterates will be represented by small a. Then in manifold classification, the facts are classified on the basis of more than one attribute for which more than two groups are formed. First, two groups are formed on the basis of one attribute, and thereafter each group is subdivided into two subgroups on the basis of another attribute. Thus, more than two groups and subgroups are formed. For example, three attributes, A is equal to marital status, B is equal to sex, C is equal to literacy. It is known as manifold classification. So, I hope you all understood what I taught in this class. Thank you very much for this class.